Hi, Andrew here, CEO and co-founder of Sapio Research. So what's this video all about? In short, for PR and marketing teams, analysing research data is a bit of a headache. Here's the typical scenario. You send out a survey, you get the data back, and it's a lot to take in. Well, let me tell you, no one wants to spend days and days looking through large Excel spreadsheets, trying to understand their findings. Marketers, you have a job, and it's not data analyst. What you need is a quick way to find, interpret, and understand your data so that you can pull out the exciting data points to back up your strategies, narratives, and campaigns. That's why, after years of working with creative teams, we've launched Data to Story. Now the interesting bit. Data to Story is our purpose-built research analysis platform. It uses AI, but in a safe and secure way for your marketing needs. So instead of staring at percentages, trying to figure out what's important, you can directly interrogate the data and get an answer. So, how does it work? Say you've just finished a research project with us. We'll upload your data onto the online platform, and then we'll share a login with you so you can access your projects with a click of a button. So let me click on this AI Queries tab. This is where you can start to interrogate your data using AI. The first function we have is data search. Think of this as your search engine for your survey data. Let's say a journalist has a question about your data. Maybe they're writing a report around a certain topic and they just want to get some data to support their article. What you can do is directly copy and paste or type in their question related to your data and quickly get the survey data from the platform. So let's say, for example, you want to find data related to market research budgets. You click the button, it will search across your survey data and find the relevant data points very quickly. And here you go, all your survey data related to that topic in one place. Next, we have the headline filler. Say that before your research, you've listed down some key headlines you want to find out. And now, having done your research, you just want to fill in the data for those headlines. What you can do is just copy and paste your headlines into the box here. Click the button, and it will fill in the data for you incredibly quickly. And there you go, all the data for your headlines in one place. For deeper research, you may want to use this hypothesis testing function. Let's say you want to start building out your story. Start producing some of the angles and the themes for your press release or survey report. Maybe you have a few hypotheses that you've been thinking about since the start of the project. Here you can test whether those hypotheses are true. Let's say, for example, you're looking at differences between the US and the UK within your survey. Maybe you think the UK behaves differently to the US. You can test that hypothesis here. So first we select the country variable. Then you select the countries. Then you paste in your hypothesis. So here we have the UK having different behaviours around market research to the US. We click the button, it will analyse the survey data, pull the relevant data points and start to analyse whether your hypothesis is true or false. So you can see here it's pulled relevant data and here it's given a conclusion that the data partially supports the hypothesis and that the UK has different behaviours around market research compared to the US, and points out where some of the differences are within the data. By using this, you can then start to build out which hypotheses are most strong for your press release or report. Next, we have theme analysis. So let's say you've started to test some hypotheses, you've got an idea of what headlines you want to write, and you have a good understanding of the data. Next, you can start to build some of the themes, some of the key ideas within your press release or survey report. Let's say from looking at the data, you think there are 3 interesting themes. You've started to understand your data. You started to find out what the key data points are. And now you're really looking to summarize some of these themes and angles to help you start building your report or press release. Here you can really target in on the information that you want to receive and get back some data and information that is closer to what you're going to be writing. Say for example you've found 3 key topics that you want to write about: budgets in market research, the use of AI, and the future of research. And maybe also you want to pull out some interesting differences by job role or country. You can do that easily by again selecting country and job role here, as well as looking at the data at a total level and selecting all of the options there to help build out your differences. You click the button and it will search across the data tables and start to build out a story from your data with lots of detail, pulling all of the necessary data in the process. So rather than looking at data tables to find all of these different data points, you're getting that information quickly and easily. And there you have it, enough information to start writing your report or press release. Next, we have the story builder. This is a step beyond the hypothesis testing and theme analysis. And what it does is really helps you write that asset, that survey report or press release that you're looking to create from the survey data, and fills in the blanks where data is necessary. It helps you put the information into a style that is similar to what you're producing for your asset. You can choose either a narrative style or a press release. Now let's just say you want to summarize the data within your survey. You can quickly type in, summarize the data, and perhaps you're looking at country differences as well. So you can just select the 2 countries and say find differences between countries. Now you can write as much or as little within this box as you wish. The more guidance and direction you give the AI, the more likely it's going to be closer to what you have in mind. But for this, I'll just ask it to summarize the data and produce a narrative of the results. What it will do is write it in a style that is more story-based, but pulling in data where necessary, and also looking at the differences between the US and the UK. And there you have it, a neat story summarizing the survey data, pulling out the necessary data points. Next, we have the story repeater. So let's say you've created a press release or a report that's focused just on the UK data. Now you need to create this for the US as well. But to do that manually takes a lot of time. And what Story Repeater can do is take that UK information and then you click the button and then it will turn it into US data, saving you lots of time in the process. And lastly, we have data check. So let's say you've written your report, you've written your press release, and you just need to check that the data that you've used is correct, both from the correct percentage perspective, but also the right type of interpretation. You just copy and paste your asset into this box here, and the platform will check that data for you, saving you lots of time going back and forth between data tables and your report just to check that that data is correct, but also taking away that manual error that can happen as well. So there you have it. That's a lot of use cases. And data to story can really help you save a lot of time and effort and make that data much less of a headache. If you're interested in finding out more, please get in touch with us. We're happy to provide a demo or answer any questions you may have. Please be on the lookout for other videos where we can tell you more about the platform and look at some of those use cases in more detail.